Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
Lovely to see you again. Today we just wanted to have a chat about a place I don't think we've ever spoken about. By the way, when I said hi, I didn't mean to just go straight to the subject, but we're excited about this, and so there's no point, dicking around. No,
anyone's bush.
We're not going to beat around the bush, apart from this bush here.
Yeah.
No, it's a place that we occasionally, if we're fashionable, might go to buy, a hat or a scarf or a jacket. Otherwise, perfume.
Yeah.
So sorry, Dan.
There's been more bush beating than I anticipated.
Sorry, we are. I wasn't going to do that, but then we are. But it's down here, and it's very exciting. I bought a bottle of this immediately after Dan recommended it to me as well, and
it's
quite exciting, isn't it?
Leather Jardin from Zara. So we don't talk about designer releases that much on this channel, and
no.
We often ask people to recommend designer releases because so often we kind of try things and we, for instance, like the recent Gala Abbey Rouge L'Instant, we did review that, but we thought it was absolutely dreadful, and we're always trying to find
made
new
me pretty depressed for a while, actually.
Sorry?
It made me pretty depressed for a while. I felt
made
quite
me really
down.
sad.
Yeah.
So I've got to give a little bit of a, I suppose, shout out to Miguel Matos, who posted an article about this this fragrance, and he spoke of it about it in incredibly glowing terms.
I was very excited.
And I agree with a lot of what he said, and slightly disagree with on a few points. But anyway, let's talk about it. We both bought this, so I bought it, and then Joe smelt it. And
we didn't buy it between us. We didn't sort of go halves and then share it. Dan recommended it, and I smelt it in the store. They had a tester there, a sprayer.
You smelt it here first?
Yeah, I smelt it with you. I smelt it on card, and really liked it. And then I tried it in the store again, and I thought, but
I can't remember the last
time it was a
no-brainer. Both of us bought a designer fragrance.
And within such close succession.
And this is,
it's really great.
This is in the back. This is, I don't know, this is in res, but this is $25.99 for 100ml EDP. So that's super cheap.
Really
yes,
good.
I know there are some other, vintage cheapies around that price, but in terms of a new release, it really costs nothing. So
yeah, it's exciting to be able to get something like that at that accessible.
But quite a kind of understated, elegant presentation. But for all the amount we kind of. Perhaps potentially we do rant about quality ingredients and expensive ingredients. This is obviously 100% synthetic at this price, and it's interesting to see. Well,
it goes to show you that it is really about the quality of the workmanship and the.
Jo Malone.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, this is serious. She's serious, isn't she?
She is, but she's also.
We've not really smelt much of her stuff, but
exactly. We haven't, and actually,
I feel quite intrigued.
I think I've been a little bit of a snob about Jo Malone fragrances,
Likewise.
And smelling this has made me. Really
I've loved her candles. Actually, I often get that tomato leaf in the spring. That tomato leaf candle, which is really nice.
Lime and basil shower.
Yeah, lovely.
So,
if I ever have a shower, I will definitely do that. This is really good, even without putting it to my nose. I'm getting already big wafts.
It
makes me want to watch Columbo a little bit. So I feel a little vibe if I want to sit down and soak up some vintage.
So you
cop
definitely.
Drama.
So you're going to get these huge vintage, kind of bitter green leather Chypre vibes straight away, and I'm quite in a way quite shocked that Zara has. Had the boldness to release a fragrance like this, because this is not. I wouldn't say it's an obviously mass appealing, easy, accessible fragrance. It's big, it's bold, and it's rich, and it's got that kind of like, kind of cigarette ashtray kind of.
But it's also kind of fresh and energetic as well. I mean, I know openings are always going to be more energetic than later on.
But I think you're right throughout. So there are these massive vintage vibes. And Cabochard by Grey is a fragrance which leaps to mind. I'm sure you will have other reference points, but
Aramis 900. Yeah,
and even Aramis, even just the normal Aramis, I think there's a relationship to that. But
it doesn't smell like it, but
relationship.
It's in the vibes of that. Yeah,
but it's not just a re-release or a rehash of that kind of vintage Chypre formula. There is something bright and energetic to it. It's not just a vintage.
No, it's not like
inspired fragrance.
It's not some sort of heavyweight. Let's go back to 1970. It feels very relevant. It feels very modern.
And what?
It's just it's a nod. You can tell this is someone that loves the classics and appreciates them.
And I think what's interesting about it is there's this. I was saying to you, it took me a few kind of whirrings to get around this. It's this grapefruit note, which, when I think modern grapefruit notes, I definitely think Bleu de Chanel.
Yeah.
But I think it was a note that was used really, or an accord which was used really unsuccessfully in Abbé Rouge L'Instinct on top of this kind of marijuana thing. But somehow here, because the base and the body is so big and so rich and strong,
that supports it, doesn't it?
It really works and just kind of gives it.
I think that's fantastic.
Life. And the other thing, it's so complex. I often feel one of my main criticisms of some modern fragrances, they're not complex. You just feel you are hit by one or two aroma chemicals which just blast their way through.
Or they're complex in the worst possible way, in the sense of chaos. And there's lots in there, but none of it's coherent, none of it is... It's like, we're on an organ. I may as well just go on a tangent here. We're on an organ here. And this organ is very good. And, everything works together and it kind of combines. Whereas some organs, especially when they were rebuilt, sorry, this has become an organ program, but some organs when they were rebuilt, they tried to please everybody. So it had a bit of X, a bit of Y, and it didn't hang together because nothing had its own integrity.
Yeah.
And it's like this. I feel it has its integrity, and it's the ingredients are cooperating. So it's complex, but it's complex to one purpose.
Or not even the ingredients.
It doesn't feel like a fight.
The accords.
The accord is absolutely not the ingredients.
They are.
And already it's going more into that ashy tobacco.
But then I also I found as I wore it, there was this lovely mid, which was a sort of kind of rosy floral, slightly sweet. It starts to open up and have kind of a breadth and space.
This is going to sound really controversial, and it doesn't smell anything like what I'm about to say. But this is the kind of thing that I wish something like Aventus had been. A very modern, energetic opening, but then, because I can see what original Aventus trying to do with the sort of smokiness and the kind of birchiness, but with the apple and the pineapple-y thing going on. But here, that grapefruit is really fantastic. But then this tobacco thing, it's already very smooth, it's very green, it's very well-rounded, and it's interesting.
Yep.
I think that's the kind of thing that something like Aventus could have done.
It's deeply complex and...
different smell.
And I was saying to you, I blind bought this when I saw Mikko Matos' article because I thought, not very much money, and I wore it. I thought, great, I definitely get those vintage vibes. But actually, then when I wore it, it's an amazing wear.
Yeah,
it really kind of lives around you, and it's complex, and you keep getting wafts of yourself and thinking, oh, that's like gone a bit oak mossy patchouli, or that's suddenly kind of sweet rosy, or that's gone a little bit herbaceous.
It keeps you interested, doesn't it? It definitely, it's like a guessing game.
I've got to say, I'm just so happy that this exists.
Well, it's also made me excited about going to Zara and smelling stuff when things come out, and just getting in touch with that house a bit more.
I have seen kind of Zara fragrances pop up, but they seem to be kind of largely, there seem to be a few kind of Aventus clones, and I thought, that's not for me. And I'm so happy that this exists, and then people are taking a chance, and Jo Malone is doing this.
Also, because you know that we both don't care about this stuff at all, but this is more marketed in the women's department of Zara.
Yeah.
When I went in there, I didn't go downstairs to the men's department. This was upstairs with what they were marketing towards women.
And it's such a
it's kind of bold, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's big, bold, and it's. I find a lot of modern women's fragrances are so kind of sickly sweet.
Yeah.
And this is the opposite. It's bitter and heavy and dark and rich and luxurious. I think it smells luxurious.
Oh, it's really luxurious. It's a sort of proper perfume. It's a proper wear.
Yeah.
It's not some fleeting. It's not some fleeting toiletry pick me up.
Yeah.
This is a perfume.
Yeah.
But Jo Malone, I'm intrigued to sort of get out there.
We
I've
should,
got a Jo Malone for Christmas, a sort of cypressy, salty thing, which I really like. Actually, it was a gift. And I'm going to get in there and smell some more of her
We should give
stuff.
her more of a chance.
Yeah. Oh,
great stuff.
I'm excited to see what else they come up with.
I mean,
keep making stuff like this.
Keep making stuff like, and also let us know. I mean, we're not interested in the Aventus dupes, but if there are other, I'm sure she must have done more great work like this for Zara, and also at this price.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Like, I'll go and splash. We really recommend people to blind buy things, but at $25.99 for 100ml EDP, I mean,
and you can spend that much on a Mars bar.
Yeah.
Or with a pizza. This is interesting because I don't like ashy sort of cigarette-y things, but there's so much going on around it that it's just one facet, which makes me. It smells like a night out. Like you get ready, you're fresh, then you're in a club somewhere. Someone's having a little smoke. Somewhere else, there's some nice sort of leather banquettes or something. It feels like it's a dynamic.
There's
experience.
so much going on. It's a whole kind of evening. And I would love to, because my initial reaction is that it's massively kind of vintagey, and I would like to know what younger people think about it, or people who haven't experienced vintage fragrances. Do they get that huge vintage vibe?
Yeah.
Or do they not?
Have you smelt other vintage stuff?
Yeah.
Are you going out there and trying the older stuff in supermarkets? Not supermarkets. Don't try the older stuff in supermarkets. It will give you
leftover chicken,
bowel rot.
Yeah.
No, but I mean places like Boots and Fraser and all these shops. Are you trying the older vintage stuff? And how does this compare? Does it bring in mind Aramis like it does for us, and Aromatics Elixir, that sort of world?
I have to say, this is a bit of a tangent, but I saw the other day I was at King's Cross Station. I saw this guy who I think he can't have been older than like 2021, and he had this amazing kind of floor-length floral coat on.
Wow!
And these great big kind of like they're kind of like sunglasses, but they kind of went into peaks like that. And it's quite a bold outfit, and he absolutely reeked of Mitsuku. Oh. Which I thought was just amazing.
Legend.
There's like 21-year-old guy, like
hero,
yeah.
Absolute hero.
It's amazing.
This is encouraging.
It's really good. It's really good, and it smells much better when you wear it and you wear it through the day. It lasts a long time. It's complex. It develops. It's really rewarding to wear. So, I mean, tell us. I mean, so this is this is from their exclusive range or whatever you call it. Yeah, it is Zara exclusive. I mean, exclusive at $25.99. I mean, but I'm so pleased we're always asking you, viewers, to tell us about new, cheap, easily available fragrances, which are great.
But something that this has put into my mind. You didn't. Yeah. This puts into my mind a little bit that when we say designer, in my head, the first thing that I think of is, Paco Rabanne, Dior, Chanel, the perfume houses that we all sort of know. But actually, there are so many shops. Like the other day, I walked past Massimo Dutti in High Street, Ken. They have perfumes.
Yeah.
I know nothing about them.
Aldi.
Aldi even. Let's smell this stuff. Let's.
Jeremy Fragrance doing the.
Was he involved?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway.
Well, they do good continental meats, though. So.
Yeah, they do.
But it makes me think. Gap. All these shops.
Yeah,
are they doing perfumes? Or are there things that little under the radar things that are designer, but also then even
I think
subcategory
is a particular
of designer.
one because it's Jo Malone has done a lot for them.
Yeah,
I think. So please do tell us, educate us, lead us to more, because this is very pleasing, life affirming.
I like the cap as well. Sort of little deco vibes.
It's great. Until next time.
Bye.
Happy sniffing.